Hi everyone, today is part 2 of Critical Android and Mai's look at things that scared us in our childhood.
And it does tie into clowns as well. That's another reason why clowns are so scary to people, because the face just is not right.
The weirdness about clowns in me, because this was actually a point I was going to bring up, I know a lot of people had clown fears. I know a lot of them related to the film It bore, as you said, like the kind of humanoid but just off enough thing. The thing is, I grew up in a room that was decorated with clowns. So I had no context for what a clown was. So I'm just like, these people are deformed. And I just accepted it. It was just like, okay, they're weird people. Got it. Like, some people look weird. So there was that night. I was talking to my husband last night about I had a lamp that would play, because it was shaped like a teddy bear, and would play Teddy Bear Picnic. But it was it was either broken or not that great of a speaker because, childhood lamp in the 90s. And I was talking about how it kind of sounded a little disjointed, and he's just like, this makes so much more sense. Like, you grew up surrounded by clowns and a lamp playing a weird song. It's like, you grew up in a horror movie. This is why nothing scares you, like, that's supernatural.
Well, again, clowns, man, I was just kind of picturing that distorted melody just playing out. That would be, it's like something out of a horror movie.
Yeah, because it's just like, I grew up with it, and it's like, yeah, no, it's fine, it's there, it's not gonna hurt me, because it hasn't yet. I mean, I sleep with this thing every night, so clearly it hasn't killed me.
Yet.
Yeah. Just biding its time.
I mean, that Clowndell and Poltergeist didn't strike immediately. It waited a couple of nights, too.
Yeah, that was really an effective use of that. That was one of the more effective uses. Because I do appreciate...
I was going to say, not to mention the fact that the kid almost did get strangled by the doll during the filming because they didn't realize the arms were as wrapped as tightly around him as they were.
Yeah, that movie was plagued with issues.
That's another discussion for another time, the Poltergeist curse.
Oh, yeah. Any movie curses, because there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, but going back to clowns in general, and I've never really had a fear of clowns. I just never much cared for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand why that fear is so prevalent. Even the movie It, when it came out, didn't really frighten me so much as it was just more, well, that's one more reason to not like clowns. Just add it to the list, since I didn't really care for their antics anyway. I didn't find them funny. I didn't find them comical. And it just never incited anything in me to be fearful of. And granted, at the time, I didn't know about like John Wayne Gacy. That may have caused a bit more of a fear. I actually find the Insane Clown Posse to be more frightening than actual clowns at this point in time.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like, most kids, when they get exposed to clowns, aren't going to know about John Wayne Gacy. And if you did, that's a little weird. Like, I mean, I could see maybe people from the area and the town where he was, they might have heard about it on the news, but you don't just go around telling your kid about serial killers.
No, that was a side effect of my mother watching all those Dateline and 2020 specials, and me being 10 years old and watching them too, and picking up on all that stuff. The only 10-year-old who knew about Jeffrey Dahmer in my school.
Yeah, no, we were kind of restrictive. Well, like, I was kind of restrictive with entertainment when I was growing up. So I was just like, I didn't really experience anything truly meant to be horror until much older, and I had the context for it of knowing this is fake.
Well, what else frightened you when you were growing up?
Well, it's weird because I don't really remember this, but my parents swear up and down this happened. I wanted to watch Gremlins, and it was just when Gremlins was coming on cable, to give you an idea of time period. And I watched it, and they swear up and down I had nightmares, but I don't remember any of this, so apparently that's something I found scary as a child, but don't recall why or how.
Gremlins?
Mm-hmm. My guess would be ones like Stripe and not Gizmo, because Gizmo was adorable. Gizmo's still adorable.
Still Gremlins?
I don't know. Well, that's why it was also one of the first, like, closing in on horror things I ever saw, because, like, I wasn't around to see, like, Nightmare Before Christmas. Or, like, Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, that was all banned from the house. There was even a point where we banned Simpsons. So.
Still. Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins. Apparently freaked me out as a kid.
Well, maybe I'm looking at this from a different angle, because I actually, growing up, I saw Gremlins 2 before I saw the first Gremlins.
Yeah, so you had, like, the Hulk Hogan bit and all that.
Yeah, not to mention Gremlins 2 is actually a completely subversive horror film in that it deconstructs the first movie completely, to where they even have a part where a guy's talking about how stupid the rules are about feeding them after midnight. It's like, well, it's got to be after midnight somewhere.
Yeah.
And he starts posing questions to Billy about, so if he eats something while he's on a plane, but then and they cross over a time zone, does that count? And Billy's like, I don't know the rules. It's like, well, what if he gets a sesame seed stuck in his teeth? I mean, he ate that before midnight. That was the first one I saw, so the idea of Gremlins kind of got, I guess, slightly soured from the horror aspect on me, because you had the talking one with Tony Randall and everything, and the electric gremlin, and like Pokemon before they were Pokemon, essentially, with their different powers. And then I saw the original Gremlins a few years after that, so maybe I'm being a little too harsh on you being afraid of gremlins?
Because, I mean, I could think, like, the microwave scene and all that could be terrifying to a kid, because in my head, it's just, like, it's not so much humanoid, it's more like an animal. And, I mean, to be honest, like, I rewatched it because my husband had never seen it, so I made him watch both of them. The dog scene where the dog's caught in the lights, that still bugged me. Like, it didn't scare me, it was just still like, I really don't like that scene. So that might have been playing into it as well.
So the scariest thing in that movie is Billy's mom. She was going to goddamn town on those things.
Oh, yeah.
She kills like 3 of them in the kitchen using whatever she's got at her fingertips. She's like fucking MacGyver and Captain America rolled into one.
Yeah, because there was the microwave, there was the blender, there was something else.
Yeah, she's going to town.
Yeah, because...
In Gremlins 2, at least John Glover shoves one down a paper shredder, but she's just like using everything in the kitchen.
Yeah, that mama bear mentality, you really don't want to mess with that, because that's when they'll turn into MacGyver.
Yeah, I just, again, I never really got frightened by those movies, and I know they're not supposed to be scary, but the first one more so had some horror elements to it. It does have a jump scare, too, in the kitchen, when one of them does pop out, so I can see where that can give you a bit of a jolt, but, it's just, I don't know, Joe Dante, he's a good director for that kind of a film, but, doesn't really strike the horror chords there for me.
I mean, it is the reason a PG-13 came into existence like that in Jaws, so...
Actually, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's because that movie was PG, and then it had the heart ripping out scene there, and it just, between that and Gremlins, and Poltergeist for that matter, these were all getting rated PG, and at some point in time somebody said, okay, we gotta cut this shit here, especially you, Stephen. Like, you are just coming out with all this fucked up shit. So we need to come up with something between PG and R.
Steven Spielberg was actually the one that suggested something in addition.
Yes, because he wanted to be able to market these movies a little bit better.
He wanted to do PG-14, but they changed it to PG-13. And the reason he had pushed for that was Gremlins and Jaws. He's like, these are movies that people should see, but I don't think everybody in the PG category is old enough to see them. Plus, there is that rumor about him and Poltergeist, so,
Yes.
This concludes part 2 of our look at childhood fears. Next time, Critical and I will be discussing a lot of strange tropes that come from childhood, specifically 90s family films. As always, if you like what you're seeing, please hit like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like what you're seeing, please leave me a comment and let me know. Thank you.